The middle finger represents who else? Saturn. Modern arguments state that Jesus is just a rebranding of old gods and religions. But that is historically inaccurate. As stated, the original Christians were seen as suspicious and dangerous, something that wouldn't have happened if the story of Jesus was familiar and non-threatening. Even though pagans were open to accepting new gods, they recognized that Jesus was different from any of their other gods and posed a significant threat to their beliefs, not to mention their lifestyles. When every other means to stop the early Christians from teaching about Jesus was exhausted, the pagan rulers began to put the Christians to death if they would not give up their faith. For about 250 years, believers in Jesus were persecuted. Nero himself blamed the Great Fire of Rome on the new religious sect called the Christians. Nero ordered them to be persecuted and killed as enemies of the state. Christians were targeted and their killings were used for entertainment. Nero had Peter and Paul executed. This was not an easy time to be a Christian. Remaining a pagan would have been much safer, or tempting to conflate Christ with their false gods to spare themselves from torture and death. It would have been easy, but they didn't. They did not compromise. They believed in Jesus and would not renounce him. They paid for their belief with their lives. Sometimes we forget how much suffering the early Christians endured.